We start KVUE News at 5 with breaking news. Drugs, weapons, deplorable living conditions, all happening inside one of Austin's city-owned shelters.
Those claims coming from a supervisor at the shelter who's now a whistleblower, asking city leaders and KVUE to do something.
Let's start with KVUE senior reporter Tony Plohetsky and a letter he obtained from a city council member detailing some of what's happening at that shelter.
And Ashley and Brian, this letter coming from City Councilmember McKenzie Kelly to Interim City Manager Jesús Garza, and it describes an array of dangerous conditions in and around the Northbridge Shelter at I-35 and US 183. Kelly wrote, quote, "It has come to my attention that there have been several deaths within the facility reportedly linked to drug overdoses. Additionally, I have been informed that drugs are being sold and consumed by clients inside the building, along with reports of prostitution taking over the premises." Kelly's memo went on to say, quote, "Disturbingly, there have been allegations of clients assaulting each other and even the presence of weapons such as machetes, knives, and hammers." Kelly's email concluded, quote, "I've heard concerns that methamphetamine may be produced within the facility by clients. If these issues are accurate, they are not only alarming, but also deeply disturbing." In her email, she did ask Ashley what the city is doing about this in terms of the measures in place to keep the people in that shelter safe. She went on to say that the safety and welfare of the people at Northbridge is her utmost priority.
And the timing of this very interesting, Tony, right?
Absolutely interesting, because it came within days of the city's housing strategy officer named Diana Gray announcing this week, Ashley, that she is stepping away from that position.
Interesting stuff. We know you will continue to follow that, Tony. And we want to point out that all of this has been going on as I have been investigating what's happening inside the shelter for about a month now. I've been combing through dozens of pages of documents and listening to hours of conversations. I talked exclusively with the city employee who raised these concerns to Councilmember Kelly and has filed a whistleblower complaint. Now, we do want to warn you, some of the images you are about to see are graphic. The shelter we're talking about was the Country Inn and Suites along I-35 between East St. John's Avenue and Highway 183. In May 2020, the Austin Council approved spending $8.75 million to buy it to house the homeless during COVID and then turned it into a homeless shelter. This is video taken from inside some client rooms given to KVUE News by the shelter supervisor. Despite being given cleaning supplies and laundry service, many of the rooms are filthy. Residents are sneaking in animals, not cleaning up after them, and in some cases, leaving the animals after they leave the shelter. A worker at the shelter who wants to remain anonymous tells me residents break TVs and windows and are not held responsible. The city has contracts to provide residents with 3 hot meals a day. This video given to me by the whistleblower shows some of what those meals look like. You can see that's undercooked chicken served to people, another meal that's supposed to be sausage, but staff say it was uncooked. Clients are also bringing in weapons. Staff say they have found guns, a machete, and knives inside rooms, and they say the clients are assaulting one another. Perhaps most concerning, though, the drug and alcohol use happening inside the shelter. Staff say clients are bringing in drugs, needles, and other drug paraphernalia, cooking drugs in their rooms. Multiple staff at the shelter tell us people spend all day getting high, and there have been several overdoses and 2 deaths in the shelter in the past year and a half, again, according to staff. Andrea Gibson is the supervisor at the shelter who has worked for the city for about 1.5 years. Right now, she is on paid leave. She says after she asked for a temporary employee to be fired, she was placed on leave. Gibson has experience working with homeless populations in other cities. She says she decided to talk with me after months of trying to get her supervisors to take action to no avail.
A couple of folks from my team recently let me know about a new death that happened just last week to a woman who died sometime throughout the night, and staff went in to do a room check and found her deceased on the bathroom floor.
How hard is this for you?
It's hard. Because when you encounter clients who constantly ask about a case manager and when they're going to be housed, and are asking the questions that are necessary to be successful, and they come in and they use everything that you're giving them for their good, and then this happens to them, whether it's natural causes or an overdose, there's always something more that could have been done. There's always, these are things that probably could have been addressed or triaged before they got here, before they got to the shelter. So it is hard when you build relationships with these folks and you kind of take on their problems, and you're responsible for taking care of them. It's hard.
I requested interviews both from Austin Public Health, which oversees the Northbridge Shelter, and the city manager. Staff with Austin Public Health say they are investigating and can't talk with me until that investigation is complete. No one from the city manager's office was available to talk today. Of course, we will continue to follow this story and bring you updates.